Dr. Liang.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Depending where you are, morning, good afternoon, or evening. My project, what I'm going to do is to give a brief report on the Southeast Asia cattle methane emission project.
Juan, can you go into presentation mode? Yeah, it's just over.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, just click. Thank you. That's great.
Sorry for the mistake.
Okay. Not at all. Not at all. It's perfect. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to give a very brief report on our project entitled Southeast Asia Cattle Methane Emission Project. Before I start, I must acknowledge the contributor of this to this project. They are either contributing data sets or other technical supports. Without their help, this project will not be materialized. So a very brief introduction on on Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia is made up of 10 countries, including Malaysia, which I live in. And in terms of land size, we are about half the size of USA. But in terms of human population, we are twice that of USA, making up about 8.5% of the world population. Southeast Asia has about 70 million heads of large ruminant cattle and water buffalo, and nearly 60 million heads of small ruminant. The special feature is that majority of these ruminant livestock are raised by smallholders farmers. So because of the smallholder farming system, wide range of feeding resources and feeding practices are offered to the animals. Now, for example, grazing around villages and under perennial crops such as oil palm and rubber plantation is widely practiced. Store fed with cut forages plus various amount of and type of feed material are often given to the animal as well. Agricultural byproducts are almost the main source of feed given to these big cattle in Southeast Asia. For example, rice straw, oil palm fronds, fruits, and food waste. The majority of the animals are Zebu type of cattle, and they are crossbreds, and also they are managed under various husbandry practices. Asia, after Latin America and Caribbean, is the second major contributor of global enteric methane emission. The bulk of the enteric methane emission from Asia, and particularly Southeast Asia, is from beef cattle. Because of the majority of the livestock in Southeast Asia are raised by smallholders farming, a wide range of feeding sources and husbandry practice, which resulted in different methane emission characteristics as compared to the other region. Thus, the objective of our project is to develop methane emission prediction equation using animal and feed data from Southeast Asia and validate them with published model. We were very happy when we offered the project, but when we started the project, then at the initial stage, we faced several challenges and also questions that we asked ourselves at the initial stage. Because we know that there is a lack of facilities for in vivo methane measurement from Southeast Asia. We know that there is no respiration chamber except some head hoods and head boxes available in only some research institute in Southeast Asia. So we are wondering how much data can we get from Southeast Asia, and also who owns the data. So this leads, and at the same time, we know that there was some joint research on methane emission between the Japanese and some Southeast Asia institutions, such as in Indonesia, Thailand, and Vietnam. So With that background, we organized a workshop, expert workshop in December 2019 at Kuala Lumpur, and we invited some collaborators from Southeast Asia countries, Japan and USA to attend the workshop. So we managed to get 18 collaborators or participants in the workshop. The workshop was rather successful, and from the discussion, we realized that the Japanese and Southeast Asia Joint Research Team, which I just mentioned just now, are the potential contributor of data for the project. But at that stage, we are still uncertain of the number of data available. So we decide to collect data from large and from all data available from large and small ruminants. Several months after the workshop, which is around mid-2020, then we have collected just slightly over 1,000 individual animal observations from cattle and small ruminants from 36 contributors from study starting between 1993 to 2018. And we found that the cattle data from Southeast Asia were all beef cattle, while in East Asia, that is Japan and China, part of China, were consisted of dairy and beef cattle. Because of the importance of beef cattle in Asia, in Southeast Asia, and the availability of data, we focus this project only on beef cattle. We also realized that from the data we collected that methane emission measurement was 88% of the methane emission measurement from the data from Southeast Asia studies were from using head food, while 12% using head boxes. The question is again whether how precise the precision of using respiration, full body respiration chamber versus the head hood and head chamber. After the data, the collection of the data, they were analyzed with screening and data cleaning process, and at the end we collected 398 data set from Southeast Asia and 104 from East Asia. We categorize the data into three categories: all forage category, containing 100% forage, high forage containing between 50 to 85% forage, and low forage subsets to represent the diverse feeding practice of beef cattle feeding in Southeast Asia. So this is a summary of the data that we have collected. I don't have the intention to go into the detail, but again, just briefly inform you that all the total data, 398 data set, the data that we have from Southeast Asia, we are divided into all forage, 119, a high forage, 163, and the rest are under low forage. And this data set were used to develop methane prediction model, develop methane yield, intensity models as well, and then validate with published data, published model and performance evaluation, undergo this evaluation. I'm pleased to inform you that we have just completed the manuscript. Currently is under submission stage. As I said just now, I don't intend to go into the detail of the result or the analysis, but I just want to run through some of the results that we obtained. Firstly, dry matter intake is a key predictor of beef cattle methane emission in Southeast Asia. Inclusion of NDF, that is DMI plus NDF, improved prediction accuracy, and measurement to obtain additional variables such as crude protein ether extract and animal variables like body weight are not justified for the small gain over that of the dry matter and NDF. So, and our study also recommended methane emission prediction equation for 3 different forest categories based on dry matter intake plus NDF, and in cases where the DMI alone is available. So these are some of the equations that we produced. As I said just now, I do not intend to go to detail, but this is available in our manuscript. Our study, when compared with other studies, we found that published data, prediction equation and methane conversion factor based on Southeast Asia data perform better than those from other regions. Study does affirm that methane prediction model and YM specific to the region are necessary to provide accurate prediction of beef cattle emission at national or regional level. We like to acknowledge the funding agency, the New Zealand government, as well as all our collaborators to make this project successful. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Dr. Liang. Are there any questions for Dr. Liang? Please put them in the Q&A. Just while we're waiting for some to come in, I'm just interested in the head boxes for the cattle that you were measuring methane in. This is probably similar to green feed system. I suppose my question is, how long does the animal have to stay under the hood? And how does it compare to the chambers?
Sorry, I didn't get your question very clearly. Are you asking?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. The head hood. So, how long does the animal have to stay in the head hood to get some good methane measurements?
Okay, the head hood allows the animal to stay within the head hood all 24 hours, so they are almost close to the full body chamber. While the head box, then it is different. They only measure for 15, 20 or half an hour measurement each at different interval over the days.
Great, thank you. And then do they go back during a study? They have the opportunity to go back to the head hood on numerous times.
During are you asking when they are not in measurement?
Yeah, for a study, how many of those measurements would you need?
I'm not very sure what how many boxes do they have.
Yeah.
Normally a couple of them, like 4 to 6, depending on which institute.
Okay, I have a question here. I suppose it's a related question from Islam. He says, which is the most precise method to measure methane, the full body or the head hood?
Very interesting. I have, if you allow me to go quickly back to the slide.
Yeah, we probably missed it, sorry.
Actually, I think it's all depending on how you construct the head hood. Okay, this is, for example, this is a slide. The chamber. honest, I actually have the privilege of spending 6 months, 25 years ago, to start to work in this port respiration chamber in Japan. My study there was to compare the use of full body chamber versus face mask, not a box, not a bottle chamber, not a headwood. And of course, the accuracy is not that good, because when you approach the animal, because you need to bring in the animal from the pens to the to where you want to measure. So animals are kind of a bit excited. So the measurement is some kind of not as accurate as possible, but not as accurate as you wanted to. But surprisingly, I think our data, the data that we have collected, give very good result. So I think that training is important.
Yeah, thank you very much. So that's excellent. Thank you so much, Dr. Liang. We might move on now, because we only have a few minutes left to our panel discussion. And if I can welcome back the panelists and Andre and the team, and maybe we just finalise some of the remaining questions and draw the session to a close. So we have one just last question that was posed for Guillermo, and basically it was Echu Kingsley Agbor. It says it's an interesting study, Guillermo, and which can help other countries around the world. And he's asking, can these equations help? Are they available?
Sorry, I just answered. The equations are not...
Perfect. Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yes, but maybe in time when you publish, perhaps.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that. So I guess a common theme as well that's coming up on this is, particularly in relation to feed additives, is, I suppose, application on pasture. And I guess, we probably need some more work. And thank you, Claudia, for that very comprehensive answer in the Q&A or the chat there. It was very useful, I think, for people on this webinar today. And just an important point that the feed additive needs to be with the feed at all times for it to be effective, I guess. And we probably need, as a network, to do probably more work on trying to develop feed additives that are effective on pasture-based systems or grazing, where an animal can be able to come in and feed maybe once a day or once every few days. So I think there is research going on around the world to that effect. But that's just to address some of the questions that were coming in, and thanks to Claudia for addressing that. Andre, before we finish, you might want to give us an update on, say, our next meeting, which is scheduled to happen in Florida.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that would be. Yes, I can hear you. Yeah, very good. Perfect.
Okay. We want to have a physical meeting next year in conjunction with the GGAA meeting that's held in Florida. So I believe it's in June. It will be on a Sunday afternoon preceding the main conference. And there we want to discuss where the Feed and Nutrition Network